Alright, everybody's been wanting a video for the Vision install, so here you go. First thing you gotta know, are you ever gonna take your trunk on or off? If the answer is no, then you will proceed as follows. If you are, then you will have to install the bolts from the bottom, and we will get to that at a later point. First thing you do, remove the tag plate. Now you Second, you're going to remove the little V panel, and no, you do not have to remove the trunk to do this. That's how you do that. Next, we'll remove your bumper. That should be 6 screws. And there are 2 under the bottom. Next, you're going to remove the tail light. 2 screws, 1 screw, 1 on each side. You should have a total of 13 screws and everything is apart. You're going to remove these 2 bottom bolts from the very bottom of the tail light. And you're going to discard these 2 bolts. You will never use them ever again. Unless you need a 6mm bolt somewhere on the bike. Once you have removed the 2 bolts on the bottom of the tail light, well, you're going to replace them with the bolt and fender washer that is supplied in the hitch. And you don't necessarily have to run them all the way down, just as long as you get them through the nut on the back side. And yes, you will leave the nut on the back side as it is. Your 2 lock nuts, leave them laying right there. Next, we will go to the trunk. On the trunk, remove your smuggler's panel. You will notice 4 bolts in the bottom of the tail light and the bottom of the trunk area. This is where, if you are never going to ever remove your trunk ever again, you will take these 4 bolts out, one at a time, and replace them with the 4 bolts that are supplied with the hitch. One at a time. But if you are an individual that is planning on riding without your trunk, You want to remove two of these bolts. Remove the two bottom ones. Replace them with two of the long ones, just like they came out. Then you will put the hitch on.
I took the two diagonal bolts out, run my two in from the bottom and tighten them up.
Yeah.
And then took those two out and run those two out.
If you're going to,
the stock bolts don't go through long enough.
if you're going to run your bike without the trunk on it, you do have to put these four bolts in from the bottom. But to be able to mount your hitch, you have to have two bolts to line it up by. So remove the two bottom bolts out of the hitch, replace them with two bolts just like they came out. Then take your two top bolts out and leave them out. You will then install your hitch, lining it up with these two bottom bolts. Run the two top bolts in from the bottom, tighten them up, then come back, put your nuts on the top side. Then remove your two bottom bolts that I'm putting in right now. Go back to the bottom, place those in from the bottom, come back, put your nuts on. I know that's clear as mud, but that's the only way I know to explain it.
And you also can't see because your hands are taking up all the room in that little cargo panel.
My hands are big for a reason. Hey, if I can't have no comedy out here, there's no point in doing it.
Once you have removed those bolts, you will take your hitch, slide it in between the tire and the fender. Once you get the hitch in place, you can put the two nuts on the bottom, and that will help hold it in place. Place your bottom bolt on, just to hold it in place. Then put your top nuts on. These two bolts are tightened up. Put the nuts on from the back side. The four bolts in the trunk are on. The four nuts are on from the bottom. Everything is done with the hitch. Now the wiring. The wiring module will sit right there. You feed the pigtail for the trailer right down under it, and it will just hang right there until you're ready to put the bumper on. All the extra wire, just fold it up like so. Tie it to the module with a wire tie, and just leave it in the bottom of the tail lights. The wire that to go to the bike, splice in, will feed up, go right under the trunk, and come out on the inside. All your wires connected here, tape them up, stick them back down to the way. The main hot wire, hook it right here to this gray wire on this plug. It is hot when the switch is on all the time. Put your connectors on, plug that in right there, and you're through with the wiring. Now all we gotta do is test it. All right.
Run it light.
Yeah.
Brake light.
Yep.
Right turn.
Right turn.
Left turn.
Left turn. Good to go.
I quit.